Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Robert Rivera with Who's On First, the show. And today I bring you Jim. Jim has an interesting story. He's also a postal buddy of mine. And we ate some same mailboxes. All right, Jim. So introduce yourself.
Hey, how you doing, everyone? My name's Jim Fullan. I recently just graduated from Montgomery County Community College and actually played 2 years of baseball for the JUCO League. Used up my eligibility, just graduated, and we'll see what comes next.
All right. So what made you at the age of 21, right? What age did you go back to college?
56.
56. To go back to college at 56, man, I'm 53. I hear the bones creaking. I what made you want to do that?
Well, it always bothered me that I got cut in high school, and then when I raised a family and I got back into it in my 20s, and then got out of it, got back into it in my 30s, and then I got back into it in my mid 50s. But it wasn't, something was missing. It wasn't fun because it just had no thrill to it, because always wanted to represent a school. I always wanted that school logo emblem on my jersey. And I went to a couple games, and it was you're blown away by the talent, but you're thinking, I wonder how I would do if I went up against these guys.
Yeah.
And I knew I was nearing retirement, and the stars just kind of lined up. I started preparing for retirement, and I was playing. I was doing pretty well in the over 50 league, so I'm excelling there. And I'm like, it's a game of failure, so why not go at it and fail? And I just made a promise to myself that no matter how much I fail, I just will not quit. And I enrolled in the fall. We had an 8-week tryout in the fall where we played a couple Division II, Division III NCAA teams. Uh, we had some pretty good practices in the fall, and I just told my coach, if I'm not going to make the team in the spring, that's when you use your eligibility. Just let me know, because I don't want to waste all my money on college tuition, because now you have to go full time.
Right.
So his response was, "I'll see you in the spring," and I enrolled full time, played in the spring. Got in about 5 or 6 games there, had a walk, a couple ground outs. Didn't, you don't see much action, but I was a great inter squad player. I was always that's what I was really good for, was playing the inter squad games. And then year 2 came around, and I had so much more confidence. Can't throw, still can't run. I understand that, but I just started seeing the ball better, started hitting my pitchers, better and better. And yeah, you don't see much action, but I did, I got a nice line drive to left base hit. I lined out to left. I had 2 other walks, I had a couple of RBIs, scored a couple of runs. So, it was very limited. I only got in 4 or 5 games. That I got in about 10 games over the 2 years. But I ended nicely with a hit, a couple of runs, couple of walks, a couple of RBIs, played some outfield. So that was such a thrill. And then I really wanted to graduate. So the full load got me to graduation. And it's a nice break. I don't miss it yet, but I'm afraid I might start missing it next year. And then I don't know what to do, because I still have 2 more years of eligibility. But now that's NCAA, so you have to make an NCAA D3 team somewhere.
Right.
Um,
Oh, wow. That's
yeah, I've
that,
been accepted to Penn State Wilkes-Barre, and their program isn't exactly the best, but I'm taking this year off, and I'm just kind of reevaluate and absorb everything, and see how I feel about it in a year.
okay. So anybody in your friends ever come up and be like, "What are you crazy? This guy over here,
Well,
50 something years old, and laugh
they,
at you and go, get out of here."
they all said that, and then it was always like, just go play an over 50 league to get your fix, and that's not what it was about. But the more people told me I was crazy, and you'll never be able to do it, the more it fueled me to do it. At that point, it went from a joke to a conversation to, now I'm really going to do this. And
Right.
I just want to, let me be the one to decide instead of anybody else.
Yeah.
And then everybody started to get on board, like, this guy's for real. He's really going to give it a shot. And then I got the support after people realized I was pretty serious about it.
Okay. So nobody deterred you. Nobody. How about the young guys on the team? Hey, pops, what's going on? Any smart remarks?
Out of everybody, coaches, friends, everyone, the players were the most supportive of everybody from beginning to end.
Okay.
It's amazing how supportive they were.
Wow.
So I mean, I kind of give them kudos. I give them most of the credit for the 2 years. I mean, because if I wasn't accepted, I wasn't going to do it.
Right.
And they're the ones that kept me coming. They're the ones that said you can, pick it up, pick it up. You
Right.
got it, you'll make it. You get through this because it
Okay.
was rough. It was really rough.
All right. So you played outfield?
Yeah, I play left field and right field.
Okay. All righty.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anybody ever give you a hard time about playing in the outfield? Oh, he don't got an arm. He can't really run it down.
Yeah, no. The only you're going to get some haters everywhere. Some of the interviews, some of the newspapers, some of the comments you'll read on the bottom. We're like that, but I just dismiss it. It doesn't mean anything to me, and
What
it's very few and far between.
what about the wife?
I don't have one.
Oh, there's an easy one. That's an easy fix.
Yeah. How do you think I was able to do this? If I was married, she wouldn't let me do
How,
it.
how do you got any kids?
Yeah, I have a son and daughter. I have
Your
9
kids
grandkids.
did your
Yeah.
kids ever say, "Hey, Dad, come on, this ain't"?
No, they were very supportive right
They were
off
like,
the
"Go
bat.
for it." All
Yeah.
right, that's
Yeah.
cool. I mean, so who was your biggest supporter through this whole thing?
My daughter. I think my
Yeah.
daughter was a couple of my buddies, but I think because we see my daughter, we kind of made a pact to each other. She has 5 kids, and she went back to get her master's degree in teaching. So we kind of role played off each other, like you get your master's, I'll get my associates. I'll play ball, you get your teaching job. And she actually landed a full-time position starting in September. So we kind of fuel off each other because I don't know. I say that when I was getting some interviews, I would say you should be interviewing her. How she got a master's with 5 kids is beyond me.
Yeah,
So,
right.
but
I
she
mean,
did it. So
anybody on that team you become friends with, a young man or something, ever change his life or something?
yeah, yeah. A lot of them would come up to me about life lessons and careers, and if when I make money, what should I do with it, and where should I go with this? And I'm like, just don't ask me for your girlfriend advice. I can't help you there. But they like I want to go see them play. A few of them are moving on to some D3 schools in the fall, so I would definitely like to see them play next year.
Okay, all
So
right, man. That's amazing. I mean, so where did your love of baseball come from?
I'm sorry.
Where did your love of baseball come from?
I grew up in Long Island. I mean, it was in my family. I mean, since I could walk, I mean, it was all about the Mets and baseball. And then I gravitated over to be a Phillies fan. Um, so it's always been in my blood, my family. I mean, it's my favorite sport. So
Who was your favorite? Who's your favorite team? The Mets or the Phillies or what?
the Phillies are now. Yeah. Yeah. I grew up a Met fan, but I've always, as I had the kids and the grandkids, you gravitate towards the Phillies. I mean, it's your local team. So I'm a true Philly fan now.
Who's your favorite player?
I think Stott is
Scott.
Bryson Stott.
Oh, Stott.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. See the outfielder time
No,
to
second baseman.
okay.
Just that gritty player.
Just
Yeah.
that gritty player.
Yeah.
You picture yourself being that gritty guy.
Maybe back then, but I don't know about now. I mean, in outfielders, I love Rojas in center field. I mean, I love how naturally he just glides along across the field.
Okay.
I mean, it's you appreciate it because you see nothing like that talent, but you can understand what it is they go through. Like it's
Right.
just the grind that they go through every day. It's tough at any age, I think.
Yeah. Any funny stories of you getting on base and the first baseman going, "Oh wow, thought you was the coach there for a second."
The beginning games, when we would shake hands at the end, they'd always say, "Coach." A lot of players would come over and start asking me questions about who's taking BP, and I'm like, "You got to ask the coach, don't ask me." The parents thought I was a coach. Some of the players at first were like, "Why is a coach out here shagging fly balls with us?" And a couple of the players were like, "He's on the team. He's my coach."
that's that's
So I would get that all the time. I stopped correcting people. I just kind of went along with it. I just, when they shake your hand, say good game, coach, I didn't correct them anymore. I just because my buddy's like, well, Jim, what do you expect them to think? Why would they think you're a player? So you kind of have to understand what they're thinking. They just
right,
think you're a coach, so you just kind of go along with it.
right.
But the other team, they were great. They would come shake my hand, get their picture taken, ask me questions. the few times I got on base, they'd shake my hand, they pat me on the back. I mean, they were before the game, after the game. I mean, it's almost like they didn't want to play against me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. So give me one of your favorite moments playing college ball.
It was my hit. I finally got that elusive hit. I came up with the bases loaded, and it turned out to be my last college baseball at bat. I didn't know that because we had a couple games that were canceled after that. And I thought I was going to play in sophomore day, and there was a weak team we were playing. I was supposed to start, but they canceled. So, I didn't know that was going to happen. But so I had a game where I had 3 at bats, and I lined out to left. I walked, and then I hit a line drive to left that knocked in 2 runs. So that's the highlight of my career. So,
All right. So give me
yeah.
a low moment.
Uh, not striking out in a game. I had 2 strikeouts. The first day of practice in the fall of 22 when we tried out, I struck out on 3 pitches, and they had me at second base, and I made 3 errors in the first inning.
Wow, that's a tough
And
one.
that was day 1.
Wow. Wow. I mean, so if a young man came up to you and he's thinking about going to college and was like, "Hey, what advice would you give me?"
And that would happen all the time. And I said, try to play as much as you can now, stick to school, but there's no timetable when you must be done. Me growing up is, you got to be done in 4 years. You got to go get a job. You got to go. And I said, who cares if it takes 8 years, and you can step away from the game and come back to it. I don't suggest you step away for 40 years and come back to it.
Right.
But if you need to step away and come back in your 20s and get your life in order, go back to school in your 20s. There were guys in that league that were 24, 25 years old that played and
Right.
started.
Right.
So you don't have to do it consecutive years after high school. You do it at your pace. That was my advice.
How about a 50-year-old, 53-year-old guy, a little chubby in the waist there? What advice would you give him?
I'm looking for a co-ed softball league right now. Come join me. I don't have, if I knew what I was in for, I don't know if I would have done it. See, I didn't know what I was in for. And if you knew ahead of time, I would probably not have done it. But I got so deep and obsessed into it, there was no turning back at that point.
Yeah.
So it's not something I recommend.
Okay. All right. I mean, it's a game, and it's a child's game, and we as older guys, we'd love to be like, hey, like we can still go out there and go get it. And my wife was telling me about she wanted to get me an MLB experience, and I said, no, don't do that, please. First of all, it's a little expensive.
Yeah.
Second of all, I don't know. I don't have like a medium speed. I either go hard or I don't. There's no like in between. And me, I know I would try to steal a base or take a hard swing, and next thing
Yeah.
you know, I'd be in traction. So
You have to pace yourself. They're long seasons, and it sounds lazy, but I would say I can't give 100% every day because I'll get hurt if I do. I did pace myself, and I was, I think I missed a game. Like I had the flu one day, and that's about it. I never had an injury. Now I had injuries leading up to the season, a fall. Like I got injured in my over 50 league, but I never got hurt in college. And I think maybe somebody was just looking at after me saying, we're going to get you through these 2 years, because I would have been getting injured. I just wanted to be available for the games, even though I didn't get into many games. I didn't want to be on the DL. Just put me on that roster, put me on the scorecard where I'm available as a right-handed DH or pinch hitter, and that's good enough for me. So,
okay.
and it happened. I was available every game.
What was that feeling that first time getting on that field?
It was so surreal. And my first at bat, it was I think the Philadelphia Inquirer was there, and it was actually a relatively close game. It was like a 4-2 game, and I pinched it. And the first pitch, I hit it down the line, and I'm rounding first. I thought it was fair. It was a foul ball.
Oh
And the
wow.
ump basically had to grab me and be like, "Hey man, it's a foul ball." He was actually upset telling me. And then I worked a 3-2 count and took one low and in. He called strike 3, but I was like, eh.
Yeah.
I couldn't hit that thing but it is what it is. So, but it was a great at bat. It was my first at bat and my last at bat were my best at bats probably.
Oh,
So
okay. I mean, Yeah, man. So I mean, the game of baseball, it's a game of failure. You said in the beginning, and you succeeded. You succeeded. You followed your dream. You went after it, and as like I always say, you kept swinging. You kept
Hmm.
going after it, even after that first day. Say, hey,
Yeah.
I'm not giving up. I'm still here. Congratulations on retiring from the post office.
Yeah.
That's a
Thanks.
feat within itself, and not being carried out of that place. I see too many people being rolled out of there after a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
It's
You're not kidding.
it's amazing. It's amazing stuff. But yeah, and you got to leave with your associates. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so I mean, what you get your associates in?
A general studies degree. When I met with my advisor, I said, "What? Not so much what's the easiest degree, but what degree allows me to take the most classes of my choosing?" And she said, "Do a liberal arts general studies." They changed the word on it,
All right.
where she said, "Out of your 60 credits, 30 of them are whatever you want." And I said, "Give me that one. I'll figure out the rest."
Yeah, you can get like an
Um,
underwater basket weaving case.
Oh gosh. Oh, dude, I took statistics. I took crazy me. I'm taking a Civil War class, statistics, anthropology, and things they're difficult but very interesting.
Okay. I mean, yeah,
So
that's amazing. Yeah,
yeah.
any of those kids look at you in class and going, why is the professor sitting next to me? Whose dad is this?
Oh, well, I'm all about a notebook. They've got their tablets and I can't take notes on a tablet. I got my notebook. I have to write it down. So, but I think they all appreciate it. They were all like, "Good for you, man. Good job." They're like, "Way to go!" Like.
That's
So
awesome.
never had a negative word from a student ever.
Wow.
Teammate, teammate, opponent, student, never, nothing was ever said to me negative.
Okay. I mean that's amazing. So I
Yeah.
mean if you can go back in time, right? And say you're 20 years old, would you go after this dream at 20 years old? Or would you go down the same path?
Oh, I wouldn't change this for the world. I'm glad I did it this way. I mean, I would have liked to have played, but yeah, I started a family. I went in the military. I was over in Germany at 18. So, the opportunity didn't afford itself at the time, but I never said I missed the opportunity. I just delayed the opportunity. I always knew in the back of my mind something I was going to do something off the wall later in life. And you know, 40 years later or 38 years later, that's when the light bulb went off and I'm like, I'm going to do this.
Okay. All right. So any parting words of wisdom to give anybody out there that's gonna try something crazy like you just did? I'm going back to college after 56 years. What?
Yeah, whatever it is you want to do. It doesn't have to be baseball. It could be anything in life. Just go for it because when you dream about something, it's nice to that feeling of dreaming and what if, but when you actually experience it, so what it is now, even though it's over, the most satisfying part of this journey is I get to talk about it with people like you and family and friends, and you're that guy, and uh, it's a good feeling to have memories about it now and
All right.
talk about it. So that's the best part of fulfilling a dream is what you did and what you get to talk about now.
All right. All right. Well, hey, listen, Jim, thanks for being on. I appreciate it. Good luck with your endeavors. I don't know where you head. Maybe a Division 2, Division 3, maybe
Uh,
maybe
Maybe D3 at the most.
maybe D3. Maybe D3. Maybe we'll see you out there. If you see Jim out there, give him a little wave of the cap there to him. Maybe you gotta help him up off the bench or
Yeah, exactly. By then.
all right. Well, listen, thanks for being on. I appreciate you. Good luck.
Hey,
And
nice meeting you.
nice meeting you. Hope to see you on the field.
All right, man.
All right, everybody. We had Jim on, and as we say here on Who's On First, keep swinging, just
Keep
like
swinging.
Jim.
Take care.
If you like the show, please do me a favor. Subscribe. Right. You see it? It's right there. Subscribe, share, like, and don't forget, put that bell on. It'll ding you when I put something else on, all right? If you like the show, please do me a favor. Subscribe. Right. You see it? It's right there. Subscribe, share, like, and don't forget, put that bell on. It'll ding you when I put something else on, all right?